Is it selfish for you to want more? In this live video, we're talking about the importance of recognizing that you are made for more, and that by not taking action and not believing that you are made for more, your life, you remain stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck, as Myron Golden says, in your life. So how many of you want to stay stuck? Raise your hands or go ahead and put some comments in. No one. No one wants to stay stuck in life, and you're watching this video because you recognize, or you hope that by listening to this video, you'll start to realize what your more is, and that it's actually not selfish for you wanting more. It's selfish to the world or to your life by you just staying stuck and put exactly where you are. So I'm going to provide you all with a story. I'm going to provide you all with some context and paint the picture of a person who wanted more in their life, who felt this desire, felt this longing, but she didn't recognize and she didn't realize what that exactly looked like or how it would happen. So this person, she hated herself when she looked in the mirror, or more specifically, she would fine tune and fine pick and critique little parts of herself in the mirror. She did not feel confident to speak up for herself. Yet throughout all of that in her life, when it came to her job, when it came to her career, when it came to her relationships, she felt this feeling within her, specifically with her boyfriend, that more was out there. She didn't want to beg to be touched. She didn't want to ask that person for gifts consistently. She just wanted it to be done. She felt like there was more, and it got to a point where her life was good. And on paper, everything looked good. And everything at one point felt really good. But what once felt so good and so great for her started to just remain stagnant. And so in life, I think this is where so many of us get stuck, is that we feel like because we have the awesome relationship or it starts really awesome, and because we have the awesome job and it starts really awesome, and we really love how it starts and then how it goes for, let's say, a year, we don't put work towards it, or we don't recognize that things need to evolve, or things need to grow, things need to shift, because you change as a person. And the people you're involved with change as people as well. So things are always changing. Whether you realize it or not, things are always changing. So this person had a decision. She had a decision because she had a flash before her eyes thinking about she's possibly going to marry this person. She's going to marry her boyfriend. And she had this glimpse of what her life would look like. She would work up the corporate ladder. She would move to Dallas. She would work for this big organization, possibly become the president. She would live in this little white picket fence house. And she realized she didn't want that. And I think for so many of us, And how many of you can either pop in the comments, if you're watching this replay video, how many of you have felt that before? Where you recognize, and that's how you're probably feeling now, where you recognize that the life that you're living now is either not the life that you originally wanted or a life that you really enjoyed, but it's not what you're wanting anymore. And you feel like there's something different that's out there for you. I've seen so many people, especially in the workforce, quitting or feeling unsure what they want to do because they have this desire of wanting more, but they don't know what the more is. They just know that it's not this thing that they're doing. That woman was me. That woman who saw the glimpse of her life with the boyfriend at the time, with the job at the time, and realizing that if I keep going down this path, I'm not going to be fully happy, or I'll always wonder, is more out there for me? And I recognized within myself, I didn't want to guess, and I didn't want to live a life that I just thought, or always had this little voice in the back of my mind wishing or thinking, ooh, maybe is there more for me? I wanted to experience that. So I quit my full-time job. Well, first I ended the relationship with my boyfriend at the time, went on this whole journey, invested in my first personal development course, learned about inner child work and I was like, what even is inner child? Learned about all these different things. For those of you that don't know, it's basically when you talk with younger versions of yourself or previous versions of yourself. Went on this whole journey, realized within myself that I didn't want to work my job at the time anymore that I once really enjoyed and loved. And so I quit, and I'm so thankful that I still do this, where I support my family's business, and I had income coming in through that way, and I had some savings, and I did it. I don't recommend it now. I don't recommend for people to do that. I think that there is a smarter and different way to do it, and it was all a part of my learning, because throughout that process of deeply crying in the bathroom and deeply being unsure what was going to happen and how the finances were going to come in and all the different things, I deepened my relationship with God. So if I didn't trust God, if I didn't trust me, I'll say, if I didn't trust God, if I didn't take the actions that I did of trusting, even though you have no physical evidence that more is possible and it just feels like a mere thought, a mere dream. If I did not take action about 3 years ago now, my life would look very different. And who knows, God is so good, so maybe eventually I would get to this path either way. Probably so, I don't know. But my life would look so different. And I was not willing to be miserable or mediocre. And so it's hard when you realize that you want more, right? And I think that that's maybe not something that's talked about. It's hard when you recognize within yourself, dang, like I want more. in my relationship. I want more in my job. I want more. And that's so hard to recognize. Why? Because that's the moment you know something needs to change. Can I get a witness? That's the moment you realize something needs to change. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. Because now you start to see, oh, I want more here. I want more here. I want more. They're not showing up in this way. I want more, okay? This is not a telegram broadcast for you to divorce your husband, or for you to break up with your boyfriend, or break up with your partner, or quit your job. That's not what I'm advertising or recommending. What I am recommending, though, and what's so hard for people that you don't want to do, because, and I don't want to do it at times either, is to change. Because we're not meant to stay the same. And it's actually so sacred for us to recognize, and it's from God for us to recognize that we are meant for more. And that your relationship is meant for more. And that your workplace is meant for more. Your job is meant for more. And so it's about having the conversation with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your partner of, hey, I love you, and this thing that we're doing right now is not working. And I don't want to give up on us, and I don't want us to stop, and I don't want to quit, but I think that we could get some support right now. Or being honest in your job of, do I want to be, what can I do? What brings me joy? What brings me fulfillment? And for me, which I didn't realize, was starting my own business. And I learned that through the tool of human design, which was very helpful in regards to recognizing and realizing more things about myself, and that I actually have a lot of entrepreneurial gates and all the different things. So, meaning that it's powerful for me to exude the entrepreneurial energy and to own my own business or different businesses, things like that. That came from a soul reading as well. So when it comes to your job, maybe it's not quitting your job, and I don't recommend that. Maybe it's starting your business, though. Maybe it's starting the passion project. I actually don't like that term. Maybe it's starting the business that you've been wanting to do. And you're like, well, Mallory, I don't know how to have the conversation with my husband. Right? Or, Mallory, that's so scary. That's so scary. And I just want to let you know, it's totally valid that it's scary. It's totally valid that it's something totally new. And you could be freaking out thinking, what if I'm just possibly making this up? Or what if this actually isn't real? Things are good right now. Things are good in the relationship. Things are good in the job. But we stay in it because that's what we know. And that's what's familiar. And it's a lot harder to believe and to trust that something greater is for us. Can I share something with you, though? If we only believed what we saw or what was familiar, we wouldn't have those sacred or divine moments with God. If we only saw and believed and stayed in what we knew, we wouldn't have those magic moments with God, or we wouldn't trust those magic moments with God because we might just think, oh, it's a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, from God putting it in your life, from God providing you with the opportunity. And so this sacred feeling within you, this calling, this pull that just won't stop, that's been going on for years possibly for some of you, that you want more, it's time to stop ignoring it because it's not going away. If anything, it's just going to heighten. And so I would not be at a place in my life where I could have this level of to hop on Instagram Live, or to hop on wherever you all are seeing me, YouTube, wherever. To start my own business, to dream of multiple different businesses, to have a healthier relationship with my dad, to have a healthier relationship with my mom, to have a healthier relationship with me. Goodness. To love myself when I look in the mirror, to smile, to receive love, to not always scan the room consistently, and that's something I actually am actively working on, not scanning the room for validation from other people or men, but feeling that love and conviction within you. And to be able to travel or to experience luxury in ways that you didn't think, but that are opportunities from God. So I propose to you that if you keep ignoring the feeling for more, it will continuously show up. And so it's not about shaming yourself. It's because it's very easy to go into that right now. You could possibly be feeling that right now of, okay, she's really calling me out, that I feel like I've been thinking about this for years or talking about this for years and I haven't done anything. This is not about shaming yourself, because that does not help. It's about recognizing today you get to have change. And it's important for you to make change. And that's the scariest thing, is change, because change is unknown. Because you're leaning on something that God provided you in your heart to do, or to say, or to want. So the selfish thing, and selfish is not even a bad word. Selfless is when you are not, I'm not going to go into that right now. Either way, let's say you don't follow the desire for more. Let's go down that path. Either way, you're either potentially, like there could be a feeling of, well, I don't want to disappoint people, or I don't want to shake things up, or whatever it is. And it's either you keep pleasing consistently other people and displeasing yourself, or pleasing yourself, possibly going through some tough waters, and then actually being surprised that it could actually please the other people even more. So then it's a win-win in some scenarios in general. And then some people who are just meant to be in your life for a season, they leave. But the people that will always, and that's been my family for me, the people that will always, always, always remain with you, and I love you guys so much. Shout out to my family. I love you guys so much. because they have been there for me throughout so much. So trust that, like, when you have that feeling for more, trust that the people that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. And God, ultimately, the biggest piece is that God has you. Think about God having you. I've been visualizing this recently. Think about God, you being, like, this is you. Hi. And think about you being held in God's hand. Because the desire for more comes from God. And so if you're scared or you don't know how to have the conversation with your husband, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, and if you don't know how to start the business, guess what? We have these awesome things called ChatGPT and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube where you can research or ask ChatGPT, how do I have this conversation with my husband where I'm feeling stuck and I want us to deepen in our intimacy together? Or how do I start a business when I have no idea what I'm doing? And I don't want to quit my full-time job yet because it's supportive and smart for me to do that financially. Just saying, from some experience. There's resources that you can use. So don't have that be an excuse that you don't know. You can educate yourself to know. So is it selfish for you to want more? I propose to you that it's actually selfish for you to not take action on doing more. Because you're hindering your relationship with your husband or your partner or your boyfriend, girlfriend, or you're hindering yourself. You're hindering the people that you're meant to impact, the people that you're meant to be with. And even the people within your work. By not trusting and taking action that you are meant for more. I hope you find this video helpful and empowering for you, and ultimately feeling into the trust of more from God that is within you. Because when you have that more feeling, that sacred trust, and you lead with trust, God will always guide you. God will always guide you. And sure, sometimes it might be hard, it might be tough, there might be some things that happen that you didn't necessarily want to happen, but it's all, and this is what Myron Golden talks about that I love, it's always working for you or in you. And I was talking with a client about this today. It's always working for you. We coaching each other and all those different things. It's always working for you or it's always working in you. Meaning, it's always working for you. So when you take action on the more, you see your relationship with your husband really change and flourish and grow, and you all are more intimate, and you get to be yourself more, and he gets to be himself more. There's more respect, there's more trust, there's more fun. Whatever the more is that you're craving. It's working for you. You see the pieces of a team building within your business. You see the content spikes start happening. Or it's working in you. It's working in you. Meaning that God is shaping you, and he's always shaping you because we're always becoming. Meaning that in life, we're always on this journey of becoming. We don't just stop. And if you stop, that's where you get stuck. So we're always becoming. We're always growing. We're always evolving. You can fight it or you can just accept it. It's working in you. He's working on you. He's helping you experience more challenging circumstances or situations in order to present you with opportunities to speak up or to make change or to live the life that you want to live. God presents you with these more challenging opportunities for you to stand up for yourself or for you to take action and do the thing. And you'll continuously keep seeing these different circumstances or these different hard situations. And like, why is this happening? It's because we need to do something different in those moments. And it starts with change. So today I propose to you, is it selfish for wanting more? I propose that it's selfish for you in not taking action, in living the life that you know you are meant for, and having the relationships within your current that you know you're meant for. Talk to God about it, research on it, we have ChatGPT, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I don't know is not an excuse. You are meant for more. And I propose to you, if you don't take more, if you don't take aligned action towards more, you will continuously remain feeling stuck and continuously remain feeling this nagging feeling of more within you. I hope that you find this video helpful. Let us know in the comments. Share this with someone that you feel this would be really, really awesome for them to hear. And we'll see you next week for our Instagram Live. I want to thank you all as well too for your patience in me going live, for us going live on Verde. I'll try to keep it the same, 10:30 Central Time, live on Instagram as of right now, for us to go live together to talk about different topics. So we will see you next week, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We'll catch you later. Have a nice one.